Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you are going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received. The message, it reads like this. Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my story as hidden identity? I grew up in Masvingo, and when I was only 24 years old, that was when I came to South Africa. When I came to South Africa, it was me and this other friend of mine. She had been working in Venda already. So this girl, she knew her way around. And when we arrived in South Africa, by then, it was in the year 2009, we then started staying together. And then she told me that there was another man who later became my husband, but I used to work for the wife. And I had no intentions to date or to sleep or even to be with that man. As time went on, this man started to propose love to me. He told me that he was in love with me, but I kept on resisting. He said that he wanted to give me money. Every woman wants money. I was not a prostitute, but because I wanted money, he said each and every time that we would sleep with each other, he would give me money. By then, the amount that I was being given each and every month, it was around 450 rands. And this man then said, every time that I sleep with you, I'll give you 50 rand. And this was a lot of money. Since I had a child that I had left back home, I then agreed to sleep with a man. And this kept on happening to such an extent that I ended up falling in love with the man. And I did not even care if we were doing this for the money or not, because most of the times I was always at their house. They did not allow me to go anywhere, so I did not even have any boyfriend at all. So as we were dating, I fell in love and I realized that I had fallen pregnant for him. I told him and he said that it was a good thing. He did not want me to remove the pregnancy. He then looked for accommodation for me. I started to stay somewhere else and I was arrested. I returned back home and then we kept on talking. He said that he did not want to be separated from his son because I gave birth to a baby boy after I had returned back to South Africa. He then said that he was going to find a way in order for me to become South African. And the problem was that he was a married man. And he said, if only my wife was dead, I would be able to marry you. Like he said this to me when we were just having like a romantic conversation, fantasizing about what life could have been if we had met and he was not married. This woman, she was someone that was not bad at all. And I don't know why he mentioned that, because immediately when he said that if she was dead, then I was going to help you and I was going to marry you. He did not suggest that he wanted the woman to die. And then when I returned home, I want to be honest with you, I started going around looking for people that could assist me. I found one such prophet from the Red Garment Church. This man then told me that we were supposed to buy a knife. We bought a knife and then we went to this other tree, a Mongacha tree, and we stabbed that tree with the knife. That is how this woman died. She had a terrible accident and there was something that came out of the engine, like an iron bar that stabbed her directly on her chest. That is how she passed away. She had a terrible accident. Me and my husband, we moved in together. He pretended as if he wanted me to assist him with other things at his home until finally he came out into the open and he told his relatives that we had a son together and the wedding happened. I got married to my husband. Fast forward, I then started to see the spirit of that woman that I got killed. It was one late afternoon. I was in bed and I had something that was in the room. I woke up and then I saw a tall white woman, not white like white skin color, but she was glowing white and I was unable to look at her for a long time. She screamed at me. She said, you killed me, and then she disappeared. From that day to this very day, my condition has been worsening. When I try to sleep, she comes and she wakes me up and she says, you cannot rest, yet my children are suffering. I don't know how her children are suffering, because all of them, they are married, they are working professionals, they are based in Joburg, and she is saying that they are suffering. I don't know why. She wakes me up. And as for my son that I gave birth to, I don't know what is wrong with him. Sometimes he acts as if he loses his mind. Sometimes he can just start to laugh and to speak with someone that you cannot see. I'm scared to tell my husband that there were other things that I did without him even knowing. Please help. Is there any other way that I can get myself sorted out? The pain of not sleeping, yet you live in a luxurious house, you do not know it. Sometimes I even ask God to make me to become someone that is very poor, so that I can at least just rest at night, if it means that I would be allowed to sleep and leave all of this wealth behind. This is my secret. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear sister. Let us try to speak with our dear sister in the comment section. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world. Then there is another message that was sent to me. The message, it reads like this. Hello, how are you? I am a 29-year-old Black woman, South African from Pretoria. I really need help, because I don't know if this is normal or if I am trapped in a very dangerous situation. I have been dating this guy for almost a year now. He's a nephew of a very powerful politician, and he's not a sangoma, he's not a ritualist, he's not a gangster. He only threatened me once, and he said, do you know that if we break up, any guy that will date you will die? I once broke up with him. One day when I was with another guy, we were approached by 4 men. The guy that I was with, he is in the police force. He said that the guys that approached us and threatened us, it's like they are special operation team, like in the army. I don't know how he knew it, but he then said, I'm sorry, we cannot be together anymore. That is the threat that he made on my life. So this guy, on paper, he is the dream. He gives me soft life, money, VIP wherever we go to. The type of a man you never think you will get in your whole life. But in the bedroom, he becomes another person. He becomes so dark, so much that he scares me. He enjoys doing things to me that makes me feel like I am not even a human being. Have you ever been raped by a man that claims to love you? That is the abuse that I go through. Emotional, psychological things that makes me to feel as if I am not a human being. He has dehumanized me. The way that he speaks to me when he is making love to me, the names that he gives me, like Lehosha, it really pains me and hurts me a lot. And he wants me to act as if I am one. The things that he wants me to say to him, I have the bad feeling like this guy, I don't know how to explain it to you. It's like he's a child of the devil. Afterwards, he will become a perfect angel. My parents, they love him. My mom can even die for this man, but my mom does not even know that this is what I go through each and every time when I am with him. When he buys my parents an expensive gift, sometimes he can even say that he wants to use even a spanner, to use that thing to sleep with me. Yes, he has done that, to take a screwdriver or the other side where you hold the screwdriver. He can start to use it on my private parts whilst he is laughing. It is quite diabolical, the things that he does to me. It makes me to feel special. The next thing, he can be punching me, saying that I am a prostitute. I really do not know what am I supposed to do. I am anxious at all the times. I have anxiety if he says that he wants to see me. I am always depressed at all the times. I always feel like I am slowly losing myself, like my soul is disappearing, and I am scared to leave him because I can't leave. My family cannot survive with his wealth. I have never lived this wealthy before. I don't know if this is trauma bonding, emotional control, or maybe he is just a toxic man. Maybe he was abused when he was young. I keep on asking myself, is this love, or is this how you treat your side chick? I asked him if this is the things that he does to his wife, and he laughed at me and he said, I will respond to you one day, the day when he forced a spanner inside of me, saying that I want you to feel the metal, and it was so painful. He said that, do you think that I can ever do such a thing to a woman whom I went and I paid lobola for? Never, I'll never do such a thing for me. And I said, why do you do these things to me, right? He then said, you are an uneducated prostitute, that is why. I said, okay, I am going back to school, and he refused. So I am always emotionally abused, and he destroys me in the bedroom, but he acts like a sweetheart when we are together in front of his relatives, because they know that I am the side chick, but the main wife does not know that there is a side chick. I am done with this emotional trauma. I don't know if there is anyone who has ever been through this situation, and if there is anyone, please assist me by giving me advice. I thought once of going to someone who can counsel me, but I was scared, and I said, what if they want to know the name of this person, yet he is a nephew to a very famous popular politician here in South Africa? I don't want to get involved in a lot of scandals, because this guy is taking care of my family anyway. Yo, dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our admin who helped us with this translation. Let us try to speak with him in the comment section. Maybe you are supposed to go for therapy, dear sister, but she is saying that she is scared to go for therapy because when she goes for therapy, then they would request to know who this person is that is doing all of these things to him. Strange things they do happen in this world. The message that I received on Facebook, it reads like this. Hello, brother, how are you? I am tired of this life war. On the 25th of each and every third month, there is a snake that gives me money. So this snake, it eats my skin so that it can give me more money. I pretend to be a drug dealer because I am a Nigerian who is staying here in Johannesburg, but I am not even a drug dealer at all. I just do this so that people won't know where my money is coming from. But I joined a cult of the sun. This was in the year 2011 when I arrived here in Johannesburg. When I came here to South Africa, and I'm not sending this message for clout, and I am not chasing sympathy. I want to confess the things that I do, and maybe I can breathe small. My name, please do not put it here, but you fit call me T.I. I came to Joburg, it was in the year 2011, and it was me and my friend. So when we landed at O.R. Tambo, we were then taken to this other house by this other guy who was going to be our boss, and he was staying in Randburg. And at that place where we were staying, things were so nice. This guy, he had already made it in life, so he was hustling, doing small jobs, doing some fake certificates, matric certificates, and even degrees for South Africans that were looking for jobs. So since this was a small hustle, I ended up washing plates for a Nigerian men restaurant, and we would carry cement even at his house. This guy, he was all over the place building houses mainly for other Western Africans around Johannesburg, so they would only hire Nigerian laborers, poor people like us. So one day we follow one SA guy, and he said, I want you to clean my pool and to clean the pool for rich people estate. But you see, Joburg, if you not get your own network, the city go teach you the meaning of hunger, and you are going to suffer. That guy, he took us to this other estate. He used us to work at that swimming pool, and he then ran away with the money. By September that year, we were kicked out by the fraudster Nigerian guy because we were unable to do the work that he wanted us to do by scamming people online, sending some fake SMSs, and then rent started knocking, and my landlord, she then kicked us out, and from there on, life became more difficult. One night, we were at this other place called Lone Hill. I had gone there with another South African guy who told me that he wanted to start a business of selling daha. So they wanted some Nigerians who were going to be the head of the operations because he was scared to get his hands dirty. The guy was even working in government by then. So as we were at that Chisanyama, that was when another guy came to me and we started talking, and I saw that me and him, even though we came from different countries, he was South African and I was Nigerian, but he was speaking something that had more sense. I swear to you, I never thought that I would end up in this situation. He told me that there was this other place in Bryanston where he had heard of. There was a Nigerian guy who was giving people money, but he was scared to go there because he was South African, and he wanted me, since I was someone that was Nigerian, to go and to see him. He was going to give me money so that I can go and I can pay the money for the consultation, Nigerian to Nigerian. If the voodoo priest was a scammer, maybe he was going to tell me the truth, because he had been referred to that guy in Bryanston by another Nigerian, so he did not trust. I then went there, but before I went there, in my mind, I was thinking of running away with the money. But when I arrived in Bryanston, not even knowing that I was going to the healer's place, he told me that the moment that the money was given to me, he started to see me in the mirror, and he knew that I had the intentions of running away with the money. I wanted to relocate to Durban and to start another business, but he was operating me as if he had a remote control. When I got there, he then told me that he deals with exchange. He said that this exchange is no money that just fall from the sky. He said everything must be balanced in the spiritual realm as well as in the physical world. And if I was going to follow all the rules, I was going to get a lot of money. Give what no man can give freely, and you will get everything that you want. You will not cut yourself, but you will stand to exchange. Midnight, they carry me, go one small room, no candles, no coffin, and there was a small glass bowl, and inside I see something that was as bright as the sun. They asked me to hold a pendant and to repeat after them, each and every third moon, I am going to give what no man can give willingly. I did not even know what kind of a covenant I was getting myself into. You know, if I knew that this was what was going to happen to me, I was going to refuse. First 3 months pass, nothing dramatic happened. Opportunities begin to fall, and opportunities started coming to me. A contact introduced me to an import guy where they buy boxes from Shenzhen. I begin help consolidate shipments. I meet one mechanic, then we open yard for Benoni. We partner to flip used cars, profit come clean, no fight, no police, no stories. I tell myself, I beg, maybe now my lucky finally wake up. That third month, the same night, I feel one wave passing through me after I try to go to bed. When I close my eyes, like say the city light blink, like say someone gently take something out of me. That was when I wake up. When I woke up, I saw something that was dark, that was moving in the bedroom. It was so scary, and I kept on hearing a voice that was speaking to me. And then something started to rip open my stomach as if a surgery was being performed on me. I looked and I saw a black snake that was so shiny. It was hissing when it was eating at my skin. I tried to scream, but it felt as if there were 1,000 people that were holding me against the bed. When I woke up, I then called that priest and I told him that I was in pain and I had blisters all over my stomach. He told me that this was the sacrifice that he spoke of. No man can willingly give the skin on their stomach to the snake, and in return I was going to be given money and I was supposed to get used to it. By the second cycle, I noticed something. I know the cry again. I knew the pain that was going to come to me. This happened when it was 4 p.m. I went for liquor store and I bought some alcohol and some sleeping tablets. And I knew in the evening that this was going to happen to me. I went to bed. When I woke up, I had so much pain in my stomach. I looked at myself and I saw that I had cuts and bruises all over my stomach. The snake had eaten me when I was still alive. So to this very day, I am still part of this cult. I begin to date a South African lady, Lerato, I'll say from Midrand. She's an honest girl. She is a hairstylist. And this girl, she does not know that I am into this ritual stuff. So now I am being told that in order for me to live a more peaceful life, I have to pay with her soul. And each and every time when I look at her, I feel so much guilt. She is a bubbly character. She does not even know that this is what I am going through. Whenever these things have to happen, I excuse myself. Sometimes we fight because throughout the night I can't pick up my call and she thinks that I will be cheating on her. But this is what I go through. On each and every 25th of the third month, currently I have another property that I bought. So this property that I have bought, it is a townhouse in North Riding. And this, I use it sometimes when I have to go through this sacrifice alone. I can scream and cry when the snake is eating me alive. Like I said, I am not asking for sympathy, but it is quite terrible. My mother back in Niger, I used to send money, but I did not know that the money that I used to send to her was going to end up with my mom even dying. I have many properties that I have bought in Nigeria. When I go back home, maybe this thing will remain in South Africa. Your dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear brother. Apologies there for not being able to pronounce some of the words the way that he wrote in English. It was like shortcut. But let us try to speak with him, hoping that you were able to understand. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world.